back to Crafters TV. Welcome to the Craft House. The Craft House, well, it's like just getting all your mates over basically and just having a lovely time, and that's what we do. We make it very, very shiny as well. In fact, he's off straight after the show, I think, to the studio for Strictly Come Dancing, because with his partner, the Foiling Machine, dancing the rumba, it's Craig Laird. Bum ba bum 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 cha! Look at that shirt, Craig.
Do you know something?
You look like a Quality Street.
Yes, little nutty inside. The amount of verbal abuse I got from you guys for not having it on last week, that I thought I have to have it on this week. Seeing that I'm stepping in for Debbie and it's all about the foil press, I've gone for the shirt. So the shirt is back, and just keeping in mind, I only ever wear this shirt, one for the Foil Press 101, and here on Crafters TV, nowhere else do I wear this shirt.
Exclusive.
Just for you guys.
Exclusive. Ro from Delaware is saying hello. Georgie Ann from Clearwater's in. I can see Deborah from Ohio, Deborah. Deborah, sorry. Carol from Wisconsin's in. Fred in California. April's here from Northern Indiana as well. It's going to be a fun show. It's going to be one of those shows. We had a good laugh earlier, and we've got a lot of fabulous things coming up in this show. And on that note of fabulous things coming up in this show, we are joined by one of our crafty friends. I have got Mariah on the line. Mariah, how are you?
Hi Joe. Hi Craig. How are you guys?
Really
Very
good.
Thank you.
A pleasure to have you with us.
It's so good to see you
on the show. For anyone that's not met you before, I know that you've joined us on the show here before a couple of times. We absolutely love it. Whereabouts are you joining us from today?
I am in Hamburg, New York.
Oh,
so
is it
just a hop,
cold?
skip, and a jump away from Buffalo and Niagara Falls, even Canada.
Is it cold up there?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah, I imagine it's,
Definitely.
but it's getting festive, isn't it? Are you excited for Thanksgiving Day?
Oh yes, always. That's always a good holiday. Get some poundage on and enjoy some time with your family as much as you're allowed to this year. But
absolutely,
one of the things that's keeping me sane is being able to craft, and at least you can send cards to those that you love this year for sure.
Absolutely, and I think people are appreciating them even more than usual. Right, Mariah, I know you've got loads of things to share with us and show us, and we're going to chat loads as we go through the show. But I'm just going to let everyone know what is coming up, and I'll rejoin you in a little while if that's okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome. See you shortly. Right, I need to take you through what is on the show, because there is absolutely loads coming up on this show. We're going to go for first a recent launch here at Crafters TV, and it was our traditional type, and it is a brand new alphabet. I say it's a brand new alphabet. You get it in two, because you're getting the uppercase and you're getting all of the lower cases, and you've got the numbers in here as well. Now they're a really good size. I think to get thin metal dies at this price for two alphabets and the numbers, you'd be doing really well. So to bring you foil stamp dies at this price is really good value. $35.99 or $39.96 if you want to go for those. We'll be seeing those as we go through the show. Now, if you went for our monogram alphabets before, but you didn't get the chance to grab the frames, well, now's your chance, because they are in stock and ready to go as well. So this one here is your bracket frame. Sorry, there you are. Oh, I'm ready. That one here is your confetti. Then you've got the classic plaque, the elegance, the geometric frame, Grande, Ariana's favourite full stamp die apparently. We don't know that. Hex frame is the next one there. And also this one here, which is your Laurel Reef, which is awesome. Get those, £40 or $68 if you want to get your hands on those. Right, we've got some gorgeous, oh hang on, I need to show you these ones first, don't I? These ones, here we are. These are gorgeous, and these are swirls. Now the thing is about swirls and flourishes, I think sometimes we think, oh, that's just a swirl or a flourish, what am I going to do with that? You can do so much with them. You can make frames out of them, you can make reefs out of them, you can make large or small reefs. So they work so well for loads of different projects. So you've got swirl numero uno, swirl numero dos, We also have, I'm doing it in French, aren't I? Sueños de la Mariposa, which is this one just here. And this one here, which is Libellula, which is the dragonfly there as well. £20 or $32 if you want to get hold of those. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Joe, I haven't got a foil press. What am I going to do? Well, you don't get the bag, but I do love this bag. I think, is the bag available on the show as well? It is available on the show. Let me show you what you are getting though inside, because you can see here everything you've got. So you're getting the foil press machine, you're getting the platform, you get the 2 shims, you also get the user manual, you get some foil in here, you get all the accessories, so the squeezers, the mat, the finger holders, you get foil stamp dies, and you get foil stamp and cut dies in here as well. And you've got 100 bonus points coming your way here as well. $99.99, $139.95 if you want to go for that one. Right, the case, if you wanted that, $23.99 or $31.95 if you want to go for that. Now, I want to just remind you again of the traditional type, which is this one here. Already very, very busy on this. $35.99 or $39.96. A lot of you chatting away already. I would love to see today anything that you've foiled. I'd love to see all the pictures of your foiled projects. I know you guys love your foiling. You can email those pictures to us by emailing studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send them into. Wow, nice shirt, Craig. Think you need a disco ball, says Shannon. Oh yeah. And Mariah's just letting me know she just ordered the alphabet set. She's here, even though she's on the line with us and she's still shopping at the same time. Great, absolutely great move. Monica Ann Mackler says, Detroit is ready for round 2 and so am I. Put your hands up for Detroit. Kay says as well, oh, be still my beating heart. The Scotty Hottie and that wonderful shirt. What a way to start the day. What a way, Craig. I mean, literally, what a way. You've come, you do look like you've dressed as a chocolate. You know the one I mean?
I know exactly
the one I mean.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's fabulous. I do feel left out though. I do feel like I might need to get some sort of foiling outfit to wear when you wear. I've got a lot of sequins at home. Maybe it could be something sequined.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm sure we could find some tin foil of that. We'll just wrap you up in it.
Absolutely. Like an oven-ready chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Thanksgiving soon.
Or look like a marathon runner. More like an oven-ready chicken. Mate, let me know in the comments, what should I wear? What could be my matching outfit to matchy, non-matchy to go with Craig's fabulous foiling outfit. Right, over to you, Craig, because I am waffling.
Rightio. So we're going to dive straight in. We've got our foil press here. Is it worthwhile, do we think, just giving the machine a wee talk about before we go on? Anyone that's just maybe not quite sure whether to get the foil press, maybe they've been after it for a wee while and they just want to know. So the foil press is all about you doing the foiling at home. So within the actual main foil press, you get your small platform. We do have an option, or we do have the larger plate on the show as well.
We do indeed.
So the larger plate, that's all about doing your bigger foiling. So it's not necessarily about us bringing bigger foiling stamps. What it is if you like to make your bigger concepts, such as your stapler cards, side stepper cards, all these sorts of cards. However, when it comes to the actual foil press, you get your small base, which is going to go through the Gemini Junior. It will go through the large Gemini. You will just need to get your extender plate as well, which they'll all be either on the show or on the website. So with the foil press, with R1, what you're able to do is you've got 3 temperature settings. So you have got low, you've got medium, and you've got high. I, to date, have only ever used low. And then what you've got is mediums and seconds. You've got your start, you've got your recess. So you've got the main power switch at the side, and then switch that on, and then you're just going to press the power button here. Takes a couple of moments to heat up. Once it's all up to temperature, it goes green. While it's coming up to temperature, that little button here at the side will go red. But once it's ready, it goes green, which means we're ready to start foiling. So we've got edge-to-edge foiling on this base here. We've got all the grids. This works perfectly, certainly for things like your alphabets, you know, our expression traditional type, because then you're able to use the grids to do lining up. Doesn't get overly hot, but within your main bundle, if you go for the foil press, you get your little heat proof. You've got the little tweezers that come included as well. You've got the little grips as well. You also get a silicone mat, which mine seems to disappear, so we'll find it for throughout the show. But just it's all heat proof, and it's just it helps your hands, and also it helps maybe the unit or that you're working on. If maybe you've got a nice expensive unit, but it's all you've got to craft on.
Also, and don't forget 100 bonus points if you're going for the machine, Craig. 99.99 in the UK, 139.95 if you are across in the US. Club Inspired discount will take that down to £80 in the UK, which would be absolutely, it's a steal really to get it for that price. Sarah always describes it as well as an extension of your Junior rather than thinking about it as a sort of new standalone machine. Would you agree with that, Craig?
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. You know, it is kind of like an additional, you know, you could be using it either on its own, or what you can be doing is using the foil press to do smaller accents, or maybe just want to do larger projects. You'll be able to do things like that. It's entirely up to yourself. So I'm just waiting to get this ready, Joe. If you can go over a couple of the things, and then I'll be set and ready to go.
Absolutely. I want to go through, I've got some gorgeous, gorgeous words on the show, you know. I'm going to go through them. I'm going to go through them in probably the wrong order as well, but hey ho, here we go. So these are the ones that you're going to get them all anyway. They're available individually, but it's these words, something we're not doing a lot of at the moment, but we're going to do loads of next year. I can sense it, is party. We've also got this one here, which is RSVP, which is a really, really lovely one. What I love about our foils as well, and that this system, is that it stays really shiny for a long, long time. You've got Happy Birthday in here too, which is gorgeous. It stays really shiny for a long time, whereas I've seen other foiling systems where it really does lose that foiling element. You've got Wedding there, that's been done onto ribbon, which is awesome. We've also got here as well, congratulations, and you can see that gorgeous foiling detail that's on there. That's actually foiled onto vellum there, which is awesome. This one here is done special friend here. What I love about this is it's also been embossed as well, so you've got embossing and foiling together. You've then got Thinking of You, which is this one just here, which is awesome. You can see that sentiment there. You've got Invitation, which is that one just there. Also Save the Date, so great if you're doing wedding stationery. And you've got Thank You as well, which is this one just here. Right, I'm going to just pop back across and check in with Mariah. So Mariah, how long have you been foiling for? Tell me about how it all came about.
Well, I went ahead and I got the foil press and did not know what I was doing, of course, but there's so many videos, and I even foiled along with Craig live when he was live. And just, you have to jump in and do it. Once you start and you start to learn your machine, there's just no limit to the possibilities of, you know, expanding all your crafting fun. It really is a great machine. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad that you're enjoying it. I know you've got lots of stuff that you're going to show us over the next couple of hours. Are you going to kick us off with a couple of the things that you've made? I'm really excited to see what you've been creating.
All right, so one of the things I love is that you can use the scraps. You can use the positive and the negative from the foil. So this is one of the newer, larger dies.
Awesome.
And so it's very simple, but you put it together so quickly, but I think it looks really nice.
That.
And then I took the scrap from the foil, and look at that.
Oh, wow.
Right. So, I mean, you can't go wrong. It's really lovely.
Yeah,
and
gorgeous.
Another thing I love is that you don't you can use any die you already have pretty much. So some of the Christmas dies, what I did is cut them out and then foiled them.
Beautiful.
So I made this.
That is gorgeous.
And I really do mean the possibilities really are endless. So I'll be showing more later on. But
oh yes,
yeah, that's just to start, just a taste.
Oh, awesome! Loads of love for your makes in the comments as well, which is really great. They are absolutely awesome. Right,
thank you.
The Scotty Hottie is ready to get foiling, Mariah. So I'm going to pop back across to Craig, but I'll be chatting to you again very, very soon. So don't you go anywhere. But Craig now is ready to take it away. People don't get that reference because at the end of, I just need to clarify that reference, at the end of Eurovision, Craig, when all the votes have been counted, there's this very stiff Norwegian man and he goes, all of the results have been counted and verified. Take it away. And that's in my head what I'm doing when I say to you, take it away. But no one gets the reference, so I felt the need to explain it.
No one gets it. I'll certainly get it from now on, that's for sure.
Take it away.
Take it away. So what we're going to do with this one is, I thought, here, we've got this one here that we can show you. This is what we're actually going to make. So this could be like a little plaque, you know, for your craft room, for a certain bedroom if you wanted to. It's entirely up to yourself. So
is that a bit of peacock I spy in there?
It is indeed, yeah. Bit of peacock action. So what I'm going to do with this one is, I've just taken my, I've gone for the uppercase in this occasion. So remembering, you've got the uppercase, you've got the lowercase, as well as the numbers. So let's go for, actually let's go for, yeah, let's do it all. So we'll go craft first, and then we can do the room after. So what I'm going to do is, I've got all these ready to go just here, and I've got my foil press platform all ready to go as well. So we're on green, which lets me know. Now you will find as well, within your main actual platform, you're going to get your matrix, and this gives you a bit of a guide as to whether you need to do small, medium or large. Then it just enables you to do that foiling time wise. So what we tend to say is, in case you wonder if maybe, like, how do you determine whether it's going to be a small, medium or large? So what we tend to say, if your foil press stamp actually covers maybe about a third of your platform, that tends to be about a small. If it actually covers maybe about 2/3, we tend to say about a medium. And then if we say it covers a larger one, which we do have larger ones on the website, keep an eye out later on this week for the Foil Press show, and that's going to be a large one as well.
There.
Just a little cough there.
If you deciphered that under the cough there. But yeah, a bit of an exclusive there from Craig.
It was, yeah, and a little healthy cough as well. So now we've got on this one, just in case anyone wants to know, here is our matrix that comes within the actual foil press bundle as well. So this gives you just a small idea as to what it can then foil: cardstock, pearlescent card, vellum, mirror, acetate, you know, leather, fabric, satins, all these different mediums. And then here it tells you small die, medium die, large die. They are in actual stamps. You will sometimes hear us refer to them as dies because they look like dies, but they are in actual fact stamps. So what we're going to do with this one, I'm just going for my medium die, because what you need to take into account is, although these are all small, they will actually kind of take the equivalent of a medium space, or a small space in actual fact, on your platform. So what I'm going to do is, using the grids on our platform, we're going to just layer this one up. Now originally I used gold, however, for all of us here in the UK, we've got some new foils that we haven't seen before. You guys stateside have, but we haven't. So included with, you know, there is an option of a rose gold. You know that here in the UK we've had the rose gold for a little while now, but we do have a pine green within this one, very metallic green as well. It is slightly different than the original green, but then we've got probably my old favourite, the Old Glory blue. Now we don't have a blue for our foil press.
20% of the blue, Old Glory blue, has sold through already.
The closest we've got is like a turquoise, so it's nowhere near an actual blue. We've got silver spangles and gold spangles. So with these ones here, you've got, it's like sequence effect within the actual foils. So these are all paper craft foils. So just to say as well, paper craft foils is what you're going to be using for not just your cardstock, but your vellum, your acetates, Centura Pearl, all these different sort of mediums you're foiling. You're still going to be using the paper craft foil. So what we're going to do is that brand new, that I've not even got my tape off. So we're just going to make sure we've got all of our foils, all of our mediums to the side of us, ready to go. So we're just going to just tape this one and snip that one away. And if I open this one up, you're going to be able to see, it's kind of like how you've got, it is, if I come even closer, it's more sequence effect. Look at that one. So it is different to what we've got within the gold shimmer at home. So what I can do is, let's just take a little bit off, and I just want to enable myself to have enough just so that it covers what we're going to foil. So what I'm going to do is not specifically, spells word, the word spells craft, but what I'm just doing is I just want to make sure that I've kind of got enough. So what I can just do here is just snip along, because the idea when it comes to our foil press, anything that we've stamped, we just want to make sure that we've got just more than enough. We don't want any excess foils. What happens is that's when we can get over foiling.
Do you know what I think we should do, Craig? I think we're going to have to, because I'm getting a lot in already. I think we should have a masterclass start that again. I'll come back in a minute when I've had a little bit to think about what I'm actually going to say, shall I?
You do that.
What I was going to say was, what I think we should do is, Craig, maybe we should have a Foil Press 101 Q&A. In the next sort of half an hour. How about that?
Go for it.
Get your questions into me. Any burning questions you've got about anything about the foil press, life quandaries in general, we can try and solve those for you as well. But I think Craig is more qualified to answer questions about the foil press. Get them into me over on Facebook or across on YouTube as well. And I'll put them to Craig in about half an hour or so. This is your chance to get all those questions in.
Absolutely, you know, why not?
I
Go
love
for that.
the noise on this one.
So what we need to do first to start with, just going by the matrix, I've just gone up to 10 seconds and pressing start. It seems to be, it's obviously on weekend mode, isn't it? It's kind of like, it's Saturday.
It's like,
It's like, wait, I work Monday to Friday, come on, yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. That is actually it, ready. Yeah. So for that size, it needs 10 seconds. So what I'm just doing is just lifting that one off. Now I'm bringing in my foils, and I'm just doing it shiny side down. Look at my alphabet as well. We're doing it back to front. So you need to remember, back to front, so that the way that it foils in a moment, it's going to read the right way. So I'm just bringing
I tried to read it backwards then, and went to read it backwards, Craig, and realised it didn't sound very good just before I went to pronounce it. So I just stopped myself in time there. So Celia loves, Celia, hi, loving the show, Catley on YouTube says, love your shirt, Craig, matches your foil press plate. Rose says, such great makes from Mariah, I'm truly inspired. Sheila's just got a 9x12 foiling platform. She got it yesterday afternoon, she's going to crack it out today. I hope you love it. Let us know how you get on with it. And also Serenity says she has the alphabet, she's been foiling today. Serenity, you know what you need to do, send us in some pickies. That looks perfect, Craig.
Look at that one. So that is then using our new, well, obviously when I say new, it's new for us in the UK, the gold spangles for this one here, and just using the actual grids with on the actual base, you can see how it just lines up as well.
Does anyone else want to burst into a rendition of the Star Spangled Banner every time you say gold spangles, or is that just me?
No, I'm the same, yeah. And I think as well as the sweets, it's hard for us to get now. I think we get them in our American stores. Is it Spangles?
I've not seen those, no.
Have you never heard of them?
What are they made out of?
Spangles. The sweet Spangles.
I know, I've never heard of them.
Even Erin, who's from America, is like, no.
What are they? Are they chocolate? Are they candy? Are they chewy?
No, I'm sure they're a bit like Jolly Ranchers.
I don't know what that is either.
You don't even know what Jolly Ranchers are?
I don't know. What is a Jolly Rancher?
Yeah. They are nice.
What is it? Oh, a hard candy.
Do you know?
Ooh, like a lolly without the stick.
Or do you know the cough sweets here in the UK? Tunes.
Tunes,
kind of that shape, but they're fruity. They're fruity. So what I'm just going to do, I don't know if tunes are still actually available.
I don't think they're still a thing. I think they got cancelled.
Okay. Maybe I'm just telling lies then about that spangled. I'm sure there was a sweet called
You're only
Spangled.
getting half of this. Erin is in the gallery googling this spangled sweetie.
We're just having a conversation
and
with
all
each
you're
other.
getting is Craig having a full-blown conversation with Erin, who you can't hear. I can hear it. It sounds fine to me, but it might sound a bit odd to you. We're not sure. We think that we don't think they make them anymore. Be careful with that. That search there. Right, anyway, back to the crafting. That looks beautiful, Craig.
So what I've just done is just using my guillotine, I've just trimmed that down slightly. So what we're then going to do is we're going to do room. So obviously you will probably already notice room has 2 O's in it. So what we're going to do is take in all capital letters as well. And then I'm popping them there just now because I don't want them to heat up just yet. So let's take some more of our foil. Again, we're just going to be trimming all these bits just here. Once I've done this bit, Joe, what I'll do is I'll also show you how you can then use what we class as the waist. So we'll show you that one just shortly. So So let's pop all these. Now I think I'll just have enough. Yep, we'll just have enough for this one. So what I'm going to do is, this is where we're going to follow our the actual grids within our actual base. So I'm not sure if we can quite see. If I tip it forward, we can see the grids within these ones. So it's, again, going back to front. So what I'm doing is, so if I do the R, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the O. Now what I'm doing just here, just by looking, so if I move that along, I'm actually using an inch all the way down. So each letter is in an inch grid. Okay. So I've done the R, I've done the O, so then the next inch grid here would be then the O once we do that again, and then we'll do the M just here. So all that I'm doing...
Debbie Holiday has got in touch, said she remembers Spangles. There was a sweet called Spangles.
Yeah.
Debbie, what sort of sweet was it? Let us know.
Yeah, that might be a bit of a lethal question to ask.
Oh, I think Tracy's got some information about Spangles, apparently.
Okay, that'll be interesting to know.
Oh, you can get them on eBay and some other auction websites. I'm sure might have them as well. But there you go. Now you know. Some people did say, Craig, when we launched this, because you and I launched this on Monday, I think it was, wasn't it? This particular collection of 4 stamp dies, that a lot of people had gone for 2 sets. Which
That's
I guess
right.
If you went for 2 sets, it would negate needing to do to run it through twice.
It would. It just makes that slightly bit easier if, of course, you're wanting to do the actual words with more than the 1 letter, of course, then obviously it makes it easier in that aspect. So if we just bring this one in, always make sure that you're going to slide it out, because there's actually metal prongs within here. That's what's doing the heat, that's what's heating up your base. So you just need to make sure you slide it out. Then, as we are doing beforehand, we're just going to just feed that through. I always keep a hold of it, and then once I'm happy that it's going to feed itself through, that is then going to continue. So I'm hoping, like I say, I've left myself enough width-wise of cardstock. So if I then remove this one off...
I think what we sometimes take for granted here, Craig, is because, you know, it's our machine, obviously the Gemini Junior, and we've designed this foil press as well, that the two work so seamlessly together. It's not like a lot I've seen hot foiling systems before where one company makes the hot foiling system and then another company makes the die machine or the die cutting machine. The two companies don't speak to each other either. So, you know, you're playing around with shims, putting shims in, taking shims out, adding paper shims, trying to work out plate combinations and times. It's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? Whereas this just makes it so much easier because we've designed this for our own machine.
Exactly.
I think that makes such a huge difference.
It makes a huge, huge difference. And I'll talk about the foils just within a moment. So what I've just done there is, you'll have seen I popped the O into place first, and then what I've just done is you're actually seeing kind of like an embossed area at the back here of the letters. I'm not sure if you're quite seeing it, but I'm actually using the embossed area as a bit of a guide. So it just means then I can just pop that one on into place. I've just popped a tiny bit of foil in its place as well, and then we're just going to run that one through too. So then this is then just going to foil into these smaller bits. Of course, you know, you could then maybe just do additional lines up. Tape them down if you feel you need to, using our repositional tape, because it is, it'll work absolutely fine. It'll be A-OK. And then if I just peel that one off, so we can see, so even if I just move that just slightly a wee bit higher, we've now got craft room. So if I bring this one in just here.
The plaque that you made me has got pride of place on my shelving unit at home, Craig. I've got it displayed. It looks awesome.
Oh, have you? Yeah. Brilliant. Love that. I was wondering whereabout you were going to pop it, so it's nice.
Yeah, I've put it in the living room in the display cabinet. It looks awesome. Susan says Spangles were hard-boiled sugar candies made by Mars in the UK from the 1950s to the 1980s. There you are. So we know. And Kristin was actually got 2 sets of this traditional type, Craig. So she's letting me know that she went for both of them. It is good value, isn't it, for 2 alphabets really and a numbers set.
Oh, it's incredible value. When you think as well, if you do any alphabets or personalisation using dies, that just makes you go like, wow, whatever you make. However, take it now to that next level where you're now foiling the alphabets. That just makes it even more incredible. So what I've just done is a couple that I'd already done beforehand, just to show as well, in case you wondered, I've just been lifting up the foil press stamps using my fingers. That's because they don't get overly hot, but this is where your magnetic tweezers come into place. So all that you would just do is just close them, because there's a little magnetic disc in there, close it, and then just lift up your foil press stamp from your foil press, and then just let go. That's a heat-proof protective mat for you as well, you know, just to protect any surface that you're working on. So then what I'm going to do is let's just bring in our guillotine once again, and I'm just going to just trim that excess part here and then here, and then it's just a case of creating our project. So we're just going to pop these ones. So within these original ones just here, I just used our kind of like our normal gold foil. That was because that's all I had at home. I didn't even get these new foils until I came in today. That's how new they are to us. And then I'm just using some of our satin gold that comes from our luxury gold cardstock.
It is the first day today across either here on Crafters TV or across on the website that our UK crafters have been able to get those new foils. It's really busy. I'm going to run you through them in just a few moments. So, but if you want to pop across to the website, I am worried that a couple of them will sell out actually. So we're quite low stock on the green one and that gorgeous blue one as well.
It's something, you know, when it's colours that we've not had for a wee while, or had at all, because the colours that we've got within our collection, we've had them pretty much since we brought out the foil press. So to actually get our hands on some new colours, and certainly some new shades when it comes to the pine green, for instance, it's really nice, and it's quite refreshing as well. Just gives your crafting or your projects a nice different take. So then what I'm going to do is, you said earlier on, Joe, this is all from the Peacock collection. So again, we've just die cut a few areas, a few parts and a few corners. This is just a thick bit of chipboard, but what you can do is just take some of your ivory cardstock, for instance your texture cardstock from the 8x8 paper pads, just cut them down into size, and then what you could also do is just layer them up multiple times, maybe 3 or 4 layers, and that's going to give you the chipboard effect. So then taking this last one and we're just assembling it.
It's getting really, really busy across over on the website. Remember, the machine is available for you. The alphabets are available. Got all those words over there as well. It's a really, really busy show. There's a fantastic day coming up tomorrow as well. I'll be here with Debbie or What Am I Like Robinson for 2 shows actually. I know I said I was here with Craig earlier, but that was my bad. I made a mistake. So yeah, masterclass and then Second Chance Sunday as well. So it's going to be a really, really awesome way to wrap up the weekend. Remember as well, we're going to do a bit of a Q&A with Craig. So make sure you get your foil press questions into me, and we'll do them towards the end of this first hour. So any burning foil press questions you've got, pop them across to me. I love, really, really love that cardstock you've used, Craig.
It's so nice, isn't it? And it's something that I know I go on about quite a lot, Joe, but look about using your black cardstock within your crafting. You know, black cardstock, sometimes grey as well. Some people get a bit scared about using it, just because obviously the colour, the tones, but just using it just to finish off your project, it's a nice little highlight to go all the way around. The thing is, when you stamp your stamps, 9 times out of 10, you actually use your black. So it's no different from doing your mats and layers. So I've just taken a last few little bits from the Peacock collection, and I'm just using my dotty tape runner for this one. And I'm just going to pop these ones over the top. Let's add a little bit just into here. And then I'm just layering it all up on top of each other as well. So let's do this last one. And I'm just going to press, and that's all that I'm going to do. Could come along, add a couple of pearls or gems at the side, but then there's using our craft room, using the little plaque. So again, that could just go straight on your craft room, or it could be a kiddie's room with their name on it, anything like that. But then it's the Peacock collection. Have a look, maybe use Sarah's Rose Garden collection, Rose Gold collection, anything like that. Maybe the Woodland collection.
Maybe
nice.
What you could do with that is actually put it on the kitchen door, Craig. So maybe if the person you live with is doing a lot of crafting and the other person that is doing all the crafting usually, you know, is providing the meals, put that on the kitchen door. Hopefully you'll confuse them into, you know, finding the kitchen.
Yeah. That
you never
is.
know. Just, you know, I mean, it could work. Who knows? Serenity says, what's the email to send pictures in? The email is studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. It is there for you along the bottom of the screen. Diane says, Joe, what you like every day, every show is great. How lovely is that? Belinda's got a question as well. I shall pop that into the Q&A, Belinda. I want to share with you some of the foils that are on the show. I'm going to go through them. We've got the rose gold. I love gold. This one is gorgeous. It works so beautifully, of course, with our rose gold collection. The next one we've got is the Aurora. Struggle with that word a lot. $3.99 for that one. Pine Tree. This one just here. How much of the stock had gone when we started the show? Oh, so this has jumped. I didn't tell you that 20% of the stock of this had gone. It's jumped to 50% in that time. I was meant to tell you that 20% had gone. Loads of you have got this in your basket at the moment. So if you've got this in your basket and you definitely want it, I would say check out, because it's going really, really fast, and it's in a lot of unchecked baskets, that one at the moment. This one here, the Gold Spangles, is another brand new one here. Stock wise here, over 10% of the stock has gone on that one. This one here is it's called Old Glory Blue. I want to know, part of me is aching to find out why it's called Old Glory Blue. Is that like a traditional colour? I'm not so sure. Go and do a bit of research and I'll get back to you. However, a quarter of it's gone, so if you want it, you'll need to be quick for it. And the Silver Spangles as well, over 10%. That has gone just on in the first 35 minutes of the show. Make sure you grab those. Right, I want to share with you the details of the large plate. Now, this was one of our brand new birthday launches that we brought to you. And basically, it's going to allow you to use your foil press in conjunction with your large Gemini machine rather than your Gemini Junior machine. So it means that you can do much bigger card concepts, which is awesome. So if you want to be able to do those concepts, you feel that a bigger platform would benefit you. $99.99 if you're in the UK, $129.95 if you're in the US. What you'll also get are these. Now you get these gorgeous border dies that will come with it as well, and these border dies worth I think they're worth $14.99 or $12.99 they're worth. We'll throw those in for you free of charge. You also get a new matrix as well for this larger platform too. So if you want that, if you missed out on it, I know we had very low on stock when we brought it to you on Monday. We've had a chance to restock since then, so now would be a great time to grab hold of it. Right, loads of questions still coming in. I'm going to put all of these to Craig. But one note in particular, Craig, that I'll get you to answer now if that's all right. Any tips on stopping your platform warping, Craig? Getting a lot of questions about that.
So what you need to do to stop that happening is, as soon as you've used it and you carry on with your project, slip it out. Just make sure that you stop that connection of heat coming from the actual prongs as well as to your base. Now you will find all of us here on Crafters TV, as we are chatting away, we always leave it in simply for time so that it's ready to go every single time. But if you've foiled something, then when you go on to make whatever you're making, ensure that you've pulled that out until you come to use it again. That'll stop the heat constantly going round, and what that'll stop it doing is from starting to buckle like it is like that. So you just make sure that you've stopped the heat.
Brilliant, thanks for that. I hope that helps. I had several questions about that. Now I want to remind you about the traditional type, because it's super busy on this. You're getting two alphabets in essence. You're getting an upper and a lowercase, which is awesome. You're getting all of the numbers as well. $35.99 or $39.96. Almost a quarter of our stock has gone here. It was a recent launch. We only launched it at the beginning of the week actually. So if you missed out on it, a great chance to grab it right now whilst it's in stock. Right, what is next, Craig?
Let's make a gift. Let's foil onto a candle.
I love this technique.
Now, you know, you've probably noticed, you're like, Craig, how can you put a candle through your actual Gemini? Well, you can't. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how you can actually transfer your foil onto a candle. So what I've just got here is I've got some tissue paper. This is just some white tissue paper. And then all that I'm going to do is I'm just trimming it to size. Now usually when we trim things we say to use your scissors. On this occasion, actually just tear it yourself, because you want that rough edge, because what that's going to do is that's going to melt into the wax of your candle, and it's going to make it more seamless. So let's bring in our alphabets once again. Now we're going to use our alphabets for this, however you can be using any of your foil press stamps. So let's go for, we've got a couple just here where we've just popped thank you on it. So then what you could then even do is just come along, that could be a little gift, you could then package it up yourself if you wanted to, and then same with just this one here as well. So we've got these ones. So the original ones I have got set up to foil using the turquoise, but again, seeing as I was given some new foil, let's use one of the new foils. Let's go, in case it sells out, because it probably will, the Old Glory Blue. We'll use that one. So let's take thank you. So let's bring in our die. So let's go for T. Let's do for upper and lowercase. So let's go for H, A, and N and K. So these are just nice little inexpensive gifts that you can then make. You know, if you give that to someone, when they say that there's foiling on it, and you say, or they find out that you actually foiled it yourself, you know, they're really going to go, wow, how did you manage to do that?
I'm always impressed if I go somewhere and there's foiling on like the stationery or menus is one that always impresses me.
Yeah.
Wagamama's has got a little bit of foiling on their menu and I'm like, oh, it's shiny. I love it. I absolutely love it. Wagamama's is basically like a national Asian food chain here in the UK for our US viewers. But yeah, I'm always super impressed when there's a bit of foiling.
Yeah, there's just, I can't quite put my fingers on what it is about foiling. It's just the elegance, the luxury, the classicness look of it. It really is so nice to see. So what I've just done there, I've just popped it on here just as a bit of kind of a guide as the time being. And then what I'm going to do is,
thank you, it says, there you go.
That the other way. No, they would need it right now until we put it on a foil press, but yeah, it's a good idea because I probably would have transferred that straight onto the foil press as it is, and it would have said thank you. So I'm just now making sure that I've got just enough of our tissue paper. Now this is inexpensive tissue paper, you know, whether you go for the pound or dollar store, or sometimes you can find it in other stores a bit cheaper. So what I'm just doing here is you can see it's actually enough just to fill the width of it, or the depth of it, but then your length of it, you can see it's just a wee bit bigger and no more. So what we can do is we'll bring in our foil too. So we'll use the actual blue one, the Old Glory Blue, and then we're just going to take this one out as well.
30% of that Old Glory Blue has sold out. I'm literally just about to Google that colour, Craig.
Oh, yeah,
I feel like there might be some sort of story behind it.
Just to see exactly what it is, the colour is. It would be intriguing to see and know. So I'm just making sure I've got enough foil, which I think in this occasion I've actually just got enough and no more. So then what I'm going to do is going to bring my foil press back in. Now for this one, very similar to the craft room sign that we done size-wise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this on 10 seconds, but what we also need as well, we need a shim. So this is just a piece of our 300 GSM white stamping card. I'm just using this as a shim. So let's take these ones off, and then what we're going to do is let's just bring our alphabets up, and we'll bring our foil press plate back into view.
Old Glory Blue is the blue which is on the US flag, Craig.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is, yeah. It's Old Glory Red and Old Glory Blue are the two colours.
Right, here.
There you are.
Ah, makes sense then,
Every day's a school
yeah.
day.
It is, isn't it? So what's the red one called, did you say?
Old Glory Red.
Old Glory Red, so then that's where the blue comes from. And then there's white in the flag as well, isn't there?
There is indeed.
That must just be white.
Just called white.
Just white.
Not Old Glory White, New Glory White.
Pearlescent
Less glorious white. No, just white.
Just white. White always gets a bad rap.
Does it?
I think so. Yeah. Something quite luxurious with white at times. It can really finish off a project. Anyway, enough of that randomness on white. Let's just press start. So we've done that up to 10 seconds. Again, each time, because I kept my plate into place, it stays at green. This is where, after I'd done that craft room, I would usually just pull my platform out and then bring it to temperature afterwards, but obviously for time and speed. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop our foil, always shiny side down. So we're popping that on. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bring our tissue paper on top as well, and then this is where we need our actual shim. The reason we need that is tissue paper is so very thin, bit like vellum, so this is where you need your extra shim just to bulk it out. So then what we can do is that's going to feed its way through. That will then, just like in any circumstances, it's going to foil onto the tissue paper. So if we bring this one out and then lift it up, so what I'm going to do is again lift it up as well, and then let's just take these ones off. So then if I then peel that off, so we've now got thank you onto our tissue paper. So what I'm doing is, let's move that out of the way for the time being, and all these little bits. So now what I can do is let's just take a little bit of the excess of this tissue paper off, because we don't need as much. So we're just going to actually just cut it, or we're just going to tear it with our fingers. And it's important to actually do it with your fingers instead of your scissors, because by tearing it, all these little fibres is in a moment going to melt into the candle, which is then going to give it that seamless look. Whereas if you use it with your scissors, occasionally what you can get is that kind of like sharp edge all the way around, and you don't really want to see that. So what I'm then...
Yvonne is saying, Craig, ha ha ha, hubby just came upstairs with a cup of coffee. He thought we were going to have coffee together. Ah, don't think so. I'm watching Joe and Craig. I've sent him back downstairs. There you are.
Brilliant, there you go. See, that's what happens when Crafters TV's on.
Absolutely.
That's what happens.
You tell him he can come back in an hour and 13 minutes, Yvonne.
Absolutely. Come back then. So then what I'm just going to do is I'm just making sure, I think maybe I should have moved my U up slightly more, but we're just going to pop that on. So I'm just going to hold that all the way around. Then what I'm going to do is I've just taken some baking paper, or it could be grease-proof paper, and then I'm just going to, what I'm going to do is open it up, and then I'm just going to really press this all the way around. So I want to get a grip at this side here. So we're just going to nicely pull it so it's nice and taut, and then I just want to make sure that there is no kind of creases or anything like that. It's nice and it's smooth. And then what we can do is start to heat it up using our heat tool. So I'm just going to get that to kind of temperature. So I'm just going to wait just a moment or two, a few seconds really, to get that up to temperature. And then what I'm going to do is I'll start into the middle. Let's just get my cable all the way around. And then we're just going to start to just melt this. And then just as I start to see that melt in, we're then going to move our heat tool. I'm not sure if I can kind of just see it. It's a bit like heat embossing. As it melts, it's just melting that top layer of the candle of the wax. So what that's doing is that's then just ensuring that your tissue paper is then just melting into the top layer of the candle. So then I'm just going to stop just for a time being, and again I'm just going to just enable that, just smooth it out slightly, that wee bit more.
Someone's asking, is it gift wrap tissue that you're using, Craig?
It can be that, so yeah, so if you get, sometimes if you get new shoes, you know how you get tissue paper in with the new shoes? Just use that, never throw that. But it's just tissue paper, gift wrap tissue paper, that'll be absolutely fine. So again, let's just finish off this corner bit just here. And then once I've done that bit, let's just turn it around. And again, I just want to make sure that this bit is nice and taut as well. And then we're just going to start that one off. I'm going to do it so hopefully maybe we can see it. Can you see from, if I hold it there, can we see how this is a bit more sharper and clearer than this bit here? It's a bit more cloudy. So all that you're just doing is you're just watching for it to slowly melt. So let's just get a grip of it in that way. And then once it starts to melt, we're just going to move the candle, and then you're just going to be careful that you don't get your fingers. So let's just finish that one off just there. So all that it's doing is it's just melting that top layer of the candle. So we're just going to nicely smooth that out, and then just slowly start to have a look and just see if I can see. I just need to do just a tiny little bit more, just those little fibres. And this is what I mean by the little fibres, then just nicely melt into your candle instead of having that harsh cut line. Again, we can just nicely smooth that one out. Now we can see just at the top here, see how mine's is just that little bit excess over the top. So even then, just come along and just start to melt that over the top. So you can even got your sentiment, so it's starting to come over the top just nicely. So again, we're just going to work our way around if need be. Just slowly, and then we can just start to just nicely smooth them over like so. And then what we can just do is, again, you can see there, we just need to smooth that in, even just melt that just that tiny little bit more. You would then usually is just make sure that your tissue paper is the same width as the actual candle. So let's just smooth that one out. And then what I'm just going to do is just slowly, if we then just move that around. So again, this is where what you would then do is just do it along the top as well. So let's just do this top bit. And then we can just push that one in. And then we'll just carry on doing that just for a few moments or two. And then what happens is that top bit also just melts into the top of the candle. So I'm just doing that very, very quickly on this bit there. And then I'm just going to smooth that in. If you spend a bit more time just smoothing it all in, same with the base, but then if you look all the way around,
if that was a slightly larger candle then, Craig, would the top and bottom of the tissue also melt in the same way the sides would?
It would melt straight into it, yeah. So I could have eliminated that if I moved the U up a bit closer to the thank, then that would just make it obviously slightly smaller, so I wouldn't have that excess bit there. So your candle would be obviously either slightly bigger or your spaces would be small, but it just lets you see how you can then melt it into your candle. And look at there, you would not know that, you know, you've melted it, you've got any paper, any tissue paper all the way around. And that's exactly what's going to happen along the top. You see it's starting to just nicely melt already, but then there is your candle. So it's just tissue paper and a bit of greaseproof paper or baking paper, and then this is how it would end up looking as well. So depending on what colours you use, you can get a different look.
Absolutely awesome. Really, really love that. A really, really awesome effect there using your foil press. Right, now it is the Craft House, which means we have wonderful guests. And Mariah is joining us in this show. So we're going to cross back across the pond and see how Mariah is faring over there. How are you getting on over there, Mariah?
Fantastic. It's a great show. I'm glad he did the candle because that's next on my to-do list. So I'll be watching that later.
I was going to ask you, given that a go yet. Oh, well, you must send us pictures when you do give it a go. Now, I know you've been working with your foil press for a little while. Have you got some other bits that you wanted to share with us that you've got there?
I do. So I really love the new foil and cut dies. They're awesome. So this is a card that I made.
I love that.
With the butterflies.
So cute.
And this is on vellum.
Oh, wow.
So
that's
foiling
gorgeous.
on vellum, love vellum. We'll be doing a lot of this.
And also, it's such an effective technique, isn't it, to get something quite really outstanding.
Yes, it's I really had fun with that. And so I also foiled on leather a little bit. So for this card, I did the dragonflies and then just fussy cut around them.
So was that like a rainbow foil you used there?
Yes, it is. I found it somewhere. I can't remember where, but
I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, I really love these. They're very, very fun.
Nice, and I bet you can. Nice idea. I'd imagine whoever you send that to could just detach the leather happy birthday bit, and they're gonna be able to keep that bit, which is absolutely lovely.
I mean, you could even turn it into a little magnet, whatever your heart desires, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Loads of things. I love cards that got a little keepsake on them. I think it's a really lovely thing to do. How long have you been crafting for, Mariah? How did you get started?
Well, the crafting part, I just started this past year. It started with my birthday and getting the rose gold collection. well, I should say card crafting. And I had started crafting probably a couple years ago, but I've always been very interested in the arts and mixed media and painting and all of that. So what I like about card crafting is you can experiment and do all of those things in one, even incorporating things like sewing. So.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's really lovely that we can see you here to do and also showcase some of your things that you've been making. But Little Birdie tells me you do some tutorials from time to time as well. Is that right?
Well, you know, if I get to come on a little bit later, I'll show you some other things that I've started. And I have a YouTube channel, Mo Crafts. And I'll be doing a little like sewing tutorial, how to incorporate the foil pressed items into simple things that you can sew. Nothing difficult, I promise.
Awesome. And remind us what the name of that channel is?
Mo Crafts, MOCRAFTS.
Awesome. There you go, guys. Make sure you join Mariah. She's going to let us know more details about that a little later as we go through the show. Don't go anywhere, Mariah. I'll be coming back to you very, very soon. I need to give you an update on the foils because, I mean, we're going to break the internet at this rate. The website is in meltdown over the foils. You guys love the new colours that you haven't had a chance to get your hands on. I said here in the UK, is it just in the UK they're new, or are they new also in the US? I must read my...
I think it's just the UK, Joe.
So these, so basically the new ones haven't been seen on the website or on Crafters TV. So our Crafters TV viewers will not have seen them before. I love that. The rose gold one, very, very busy on that one, $3.99 or $4.95. Very busy also for the Aurora, which is this one just here. You've got that pine tree. Now, over 60% gone of this. It is perfect for your Christmas crafting. It is an awesome, really gorgeous Christmas green. You are losing your tiny minds over the gold spangle. It is so busy on that one at the moment. $3.99 or $4.95. This one though, the Old Glory Blue. Over a third of the Old Glory Blue has gone. You love that one at the moment. And last but by no means least, the Silver Spangle is also very busy. $3.99 or $4.95 if you want to get your hands on those. Should we do some questions? I have got a shed load of questions here. So I'm going to fire some off at you then, Craig. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I feel like we need a chair and a solo spotlight and some intense music, you know. Right. Can you show foiling onto felt, please? That would be awesome, as I need to do that tomorrow. Thanks, Belinda.
You could give that a shot by the end of the show.
Give that a shot in the second hour. There you are, Belinda. This is from Sally. Craig, can you help? We need to find a name for this segment, you know, like something. What could our funny name be for this Q&A session? Let me know. The Crafty Clinic, but I feel like Craig's needs to be more humour. It needs to match his purple shirt somehow. Sally says, Craig, can you help? I have not had my foil press long, but I love it. Only problem is I'm having no luck foiling onto matte mirror card. Absolutely fine with glitter and regular mirror card. So what am I doing wrong?
I don't know. So I think what we'll do is, I think there's actually one of the demos we're going to do is going to be onto mirror cards, so we'll do that as well.
Awesome. Nancy asks, what is the difference between dark coloured dyes and silver dyes? Both seem to say foil press on them.
Rightio. So your silver ones, so let's see if I've got here. So here we go, perfect. So if I take these two for an example, so we've got in this one Flourishing Swirls, which is silver. So that just enables you to do your foiling. Looks elegant when you come to do your foiling. When it comes to the darker ones, which is your dragonflies, what they also do, all the darker grey ones, is they not only foil, but they also die cut as well. So you've just got to change the configuration slightly, and then what will happen is not only will it foil, but the actual dragonfly will die cut at the exact same time.
Awesome, thanks for clearing that up. Diana says, talking about the candle demo that you did, is the candle rough after you've used the heat gun on it?
Nope. No, as long as if you just follow what I done there, and as you see it melt, because you will see it melt in front of you, because obviously it's close up, you just move your heat tool, just like heat embossing. As it melts, you just move it along. You're still going to get that smooth. You've seen afterwards, I always gave it just a little bit of a rub just with my hand, just to smooth any little bits out.
Awesome. Shannon says, can you foil onto a picture frame?
Well, when you're foiling, you have to enable the material that you're foiling to fit through your Gemini. So as long as it's not too thick. So if you go for the larger platform, for instance, then obviously you've got a bigger scope to actually foil onto. You just need to make sure that your medium and material you're foiling isn't too thick.
Awesome, thanks for that. A lot of questions as well. Can you burn the candle after you've foiled it? I guess not, Craig.
I would really only do it for decoration and for gift. You're going all that way to foiling and make that personalised. I wouldn't necessarily foil it.
Awesome. And one more as well. If you are following the timings, timing given, and sometimes you are still getting a little over foiling, what can be done, Craig?
Rightio, and this is exactly what our foil press is all about, is the ability to change the time. So this is where your matrix come in. So I always suggest to everyone, you get your foil press, follow the matrix, follow the guide. And then what you're going to do is, if you then do get a little bit of overfoiling, you're just going to reduce the temperature. Well, you're not. The temperature stays the same. You're just going to reduce the time by a couple of seconds. Or if you get a bit of underfoiling, you're just going to increase the time by a few seconds from what the actual matrix says. Any other foiled machine out there, you can't have that ability, whereas with ours, you can do. It's under and overfoiling, you just reduce or you just add a few seconds when it comes to the foiling time.
Awesome. I hope that helps. Jennifer suggests, how about Dear Craig? We could call that the section of the show. Anne says we could call it Ask the Foil Guru. I like that term for Craig. Craig the Foiling Guru. Craig the Guru Laird. I like it a lot. And Carol says Craig's Shirt Foiling Clinic. I wonder if you could foil your shirt, Craig. You wouldn't want to put more foil on there, Carol. I think it's foily enough, don't you? I need to remind you about the traditional type. Really, really busy on this. What you're getting here is you're getting two alphabets in essence. So you're getting your uppercase and you're also getting your lowercase as well. You're getting the ampersand in there and then all of the numbers as well, which is really great value. $35.99 or $39.96 depending on where you are shopping. Don't forget, I'd love to see pictures of all of your foil based makes. I'm getting lots coming in already. Definitely got room for some more as well. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send them into, which is awesome. Right, what are you going to take us on? Where's your foiling adventure going next, Craig?
So for the time being, we're just going to stick with the traditional font for the moment, but what we're going to do is we're going to foil onto acetate. So what we're going to do for this one is we're going to just bring in our foil press back in. What we'll do as well is, just after I've done this one, I will bring back in the thank you. So this is what you would then probably class as waste, but I'll show you how you can actually use this elsewhere. So what I'm going to do is bringing in, taking this one into account. So straight away, just using the actual matrix just here, I'm going to do it on
just to clarify something.
Yeah, you better.
Shed load is what we said. If you are struggling with the pronunciation, I mean, I know Craig can be very Scottish sometimes. Shed load was what was said. Just to clarify, nothing else.
Yes. That's seems to be an occurring thing with some of the words we are saying here.
We get a lot of, we need to clarify shed load quite a lot. I think when it's said quick as well, Craig, sometimes it's a little bit of a misunderstanding there.
I know, depending on the word and depending on who's saying it, it could be a bit, So what I've just done is I've just taken some of the foil. So we're going to go for the pine green on this one. And then I'm just going to trim it down slightly, because we're just going to do a couple of individual letters. So we're just going to pop all these ones together and then we're going to foil onto our acetate. Let's take this one.
I love that the social team are in the comments as well, just letting everyone know that that's what we say after every comment that suggests maybe we said something else. Heidi says, Heidi Craft Picnic. I don't think Craft Picnic is Heidi's real name somehow. Might be a username on YouTube. Do you recommend using the smaller platform with the extender plate or using the larger platform? I only have the Big Daddy Gemini.
Do you know something? It's one of those what's going to be a personal preference. I know some of you out there were having an issue with the extender plate and using the large Gemini. Of course, you know, there's many times I showed you, you know, how to actually use it. If you have no issue using the extender plate, then you're absolutely good to go when it comes to your foil press. But what you need to think of as well, think of the projects that you're wanting to foil. So if you're wanting to do things like your stepper cards, you know, your side easels, all these sort of concepts you can do with your Ultimate Pro, then think about getting the larger 9x12 actual platform, because what that enables you to do is that enables you to foil directly onto your concept cards because of that larger area. So, you know, just have a wee think and just think if maybe you want to do your larger concept cards.
Fabulous. I hope that answers your question. Carol and Carlene both say that would like to see you use the 9x12 platform at some point in the show.
Don't see why not either. Awesome. I think we've got one just to the side of me, so we'll use that one.
Brilliant.
So what I've just done with this one is I've got my acetate, I've got my foil just to the side of me, and because I'm going to go onto acetate, what we're just doing here is, because they're really, really small, I'm just going to go to 10 seconds on this one here. So we've got 10 seconds. This is heat-proof acetate, but you can use just normal heavyweight acetate, no problem at all. So then what we're just going to do for this one is, let's just do one letter at a time, just so we can show you, you know, a bit clearly. As you'll be able to see just here, is you will be able to do a couple. If you've got that larger platform, then you can, of course, do quite a few of them all at once. So we're just doing, we'll just do my initial for this one. So what we're doing is waiting on that counting down, which is doing just now. So we're just going to prop our foil over the top just here, and then we're just going to pop our acetate over the top too. And then what I just want to do is just add a shim. So when I say shim, it's always just, well, when I say it's always, I always just use our Stampin' Card 300 GSM as a shim.
Mandy has suggested maybe we could change cartload to shed load. I think that's a recipe for disaster, don't you, Mandy?
Absolutely.
I think you are leading us down a very murky garden path there. We could get in a shed load of trouble.
So we're just going to lift this one up, and then what I'm going to do is if I just peel that one off, and we can see, so if I bring in my cardstock, so we've now foiled just beautifully onto acetate. So again, keep in mind this is heat-proof acetate, but you can absolutely foil onto your heavyweight acetate, whether it's, you know, ours or Hunky Dory's. So what I'm going to do, again, I could just pick up with my hands, but if you want to use your tweezers, you can do it and just pop it onto your mat. So what I'm then just going to do is, he says, look at that, we're all tangled there. So what I'm doing now is if I just bring in our next letter, which is for this one, we'll bring in L. Now, can you see how it's gone back to red there? So that just lets me know it's just gone below a bit temperature. So what I just need to do is just let that just come to temperature that wee bit more, and then we are good to go. But while we do that, I just want to show you this as well. So this was the shim that we've just used. So what it does is it gives you a debossed impression. So you can maybe just see on that one just there, it gives you that debossed impression. So whatever you're foiling, whenever you're using your shims, have a look to see what you're left with afterwards, because you could always come along with Gilding Wax or maybe just some of your inks, and you can do a bit of distressing. So it beeped there, so we're on green and we're good to go. So let's just bring in our next letter, which we are using the L. And then what we're going to do once again is we're just going to press start. Got my next bit of foil all good to go. And we've also got our next bit of acetate, which we're good to go as well.
Awesome. Getting really busy. Diana's saying she loves the acetate, so pleased that you're doing that. Your foil press, is that your personal foil press there, Craig, the one you're using?
This one is actually the studio one.
Is it? It sounds like an air horn.
It does.
It's like, oh, like something you'd hear at like a football match or something.
It is. Usually I use my own foil press machine, but because, you know, if obviously you're on social media, right, you'll have seen it was originally Debbie that was meant to be on this show, so I came away without mine today, so I'm using the studio one. So it is, it's just like, oh, Craig, I've missed you, you're using me, it's great. So, or something like that. So yeah, this is the studio
Saying,
one.
chase me, chase me.
I'm never going to live that one down either, am I?
That is, I can't even get into that, but it was very funny. Craig was here.
So we can see, so we've now foiled onto another bit of acetate just there. So then what I want to do is, just before we complete this, let's take our, if we just go back to, so we can be using the little bits of foil we just used a moment ago, but to get the bigger effect, let's just show you on this larger surface that we've done earlier. So what we're just going to do is, we're going to go right up to 45 seconds for this technique. So what we're going to do is, we're going to go all the way up, so 45. Now this is the only technique where what you do is you layer everything all at one before you do the countdown. So we've got our piece of waste foil, which it would be, shiny side down. And then what I'm going to do is, let's just bring in our cardstock for this one. So we're going to foil onto white smooth cardstock, but you can still do this technique onto, glitter card or any of your other texture card. So what we need also is an additional 2 shims, which, as you can tell, is always our white smooth stamping card that I use. And we also need our magnetic shim from our Gemini Junior. I always just keep one separate. You can use this one still with your Gemini Junior, but I just like to keep mine separate. And I have one for my Junior and one for my foil press. So the 2 shims, magnetic shim, and then our top carbon plate. So this is where we're going to do start. So this is where what we're going to do is, we're just going to wait this. So the temperature is going to come through all the way through. It's going to do the heating, and then it's going to do that waste foiling technique.
A question coming from Cynthia. Craig, when I foil on vellum, half the time it cuts sections with a regular foil stamp. I have no extra shims. Is it just the pressure in my Gemini? It does it with different thicknesses of vellum.
Sounds as though it's a bit of the pressure issue. So if you're putting nothing else in, when it comes to vellum, you should be using a 300 GSM shim anyway. So if you're doing that and it's still it's cutting, we'd like to know actually what you're using, what foil press stamp you're using for it to cut, but it could just be the actual pressure. So if you're doing vellum, try it without the shim. Yeah.
Cynthia, let us know what sort of die you're using, and just confirm you're not putting anything else in either side of the platform as well, and we'll do our best to get Craig to answer it for you.
We will try our absolute best. So that's beeped now to say that we're good to go. So again, what I'm just doing is just lining all these ones up. So this is where I really do just hold on to it slightly, because you've got these different thickness of layers, just letting that go through the Gemini, and then as this comes out, so this is where the absolute pressure of the Gemini, as well as the timing of the heat, is then going to transfer all of that foiled waste part onto our card. So if I take, look at that, it's come off straight away. I've not even had to peel it off.
Awesome.
Look at that. So that is now, literally can go in the bin, because that is the waste. And if I then just move this one to the side, then you could just come in with your nested dies, or come in with your trimmer. Obviously your foil would be a little bit neater because you'll take your time, but you can just come along and just trim all of these. So you've then got your positive as well as the negative as well. So if I just go and trim these ones up, again, you can do that with any of your foiled elements that are left over. So you've got kind of like a 2-for-1.
Awesome. I think that was absolutely beautiful. I've got a quandary, a life quandary I wanted to share with you and the viewers, Craig. Right, so in the new flat where I live, Craig, opposite me, right, in the opposite buildings, there's a road. The couple opposite, they're exactly the same height as mine, so I can see into theirs, they can see into mine. I've got no blinds at all in my front room. They don't pull their blinds in their front room. You don't really take much notice of them. You kind of sense that they're there occasionally. She is hugely pregnant. Like, any day now, I think they're going to have a bambino. Is it A, creepy, or B, lovely, if when she has the baby, I put congratulations up in my window? So when they look out across to my apartment, it says, congratulations. Does that say, really cute, lovely neighbour, or does it say, why are you watching us?
Yeah.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
It's a hard one. I would like to think it would go with the congratulations. I think that would be nice for them to see. But then, you just don't know, because if she's never met you,
they don't know me, I don't know them. I just know that she is very pregnant.
Yeah, and they don't know that you're like this presenting superstar here in the UK at Crafters Companion. So it might be
What
a
do you
bit
think?
creepy.
In the comments, let me know. Is it lovely or is it creepy? I need to know, because I just think one day I'm going to come down for my few days of work and go back, and there's going to be a baby there. So I need to think about it now if we're going to make it work. Anyway, right, I've got a job to do. I need to remind you of stuff which I have completely forgotten. So we're going to go to the traditional type first. There we are. I want to just quickly share this with you. So remember what you're getting in here. You are getting the uppercase and you are getting the lowercase as well. And you're getting all of the numbers too, which is awesome. I think these have done in that beautiful gold and the black there. $35.99, $39.96 if you want to get your hands on it. 63 elements there. Value for money. I mean, I keep saying this, Craig, but it strikes me as excellent value, this particular alphabet and number set.
It's excellent value. You know, you've got the combination at your uppercase, your lowercase, but then you've got the numbers as well. So that just means, you know, whether it's maybe like additional bunting you're wanting to do, whether it's gifts, you know, think about the foiling onto materials for maybe Christmas crackers or your Christmas dinner table, all these different things. But then to talk about different mediums as well as, you know, creating your own bunting, what about maybe even like tree decorations? Just quickly, I thought what I would show you is, see how we have just foiled those 2 bits of acetate, we've just done my initials, so you can see just there. So within that 2 that I've just done, I just used our pine tree for that one. It was pine tree, wasn't it? Yeah, pine tree.
It's 80% gone, that pine tree. You'll need to be quick for it if you want it.
I'm not surprised, because I think what a lot of you are thinking as well, another good green to have within your Christmas, and it works and complements beautifully if you've got the berry red. So what I've done already is I just done Sarah's initials earlier on, and I just die cut that just using our hexagon nesting dies. It's a bit of a mouthful there. So I just die cut that out using our Gemini. So that's all that I've done there. And then just bringing in our nesting dies as well as some felt. All that I've just done is layer these ones up. So I would just layer them up using our Collall tacky glue. So we've just taken, this is just some kiddies foam or kiddie felt that you can get in the kiddie stores. And then all that I've just done is just literally, you can have a bit of fun, layer them up, just die cut them at home, you've maybe got some at home, and then just bring in your nesting dies, popping them on, so you've got the acetate just there. Alternatively, I've just taken a bit of acetate as well, taken one of our background dies, and later on this week, you're going to, it's that cough again, it's that cough again.
It's not new, is it?
It's not new,
Good.
no. So you can see there, so I'll just, later on this week, we may have another foil press show with background
Next
stamps.
week?
This week. Well, this coming
Sunday
week.
tomorrow.
Well, this coming week.
So what day is it going to happen? I need details. I can't do with all this coughing malarkey. I need to know when, I need to know where, I need to know what time, I want to know, you know, I need the details, Craig.
It is, let's just be with me, just getting my schedule.
Do you want to hear what, creepy, I'll read some of them out, but creepy seems to be the overriding response in the comments, just so you know.
So I'm here on Thursday with something with a foil press, and actually,
Thursday.
do you know what else? On the Friday, I'm here with Colour Me Happy. Do you know? I think I've done one Colour Me Happy ever since we've done them. So there we go. There's a bit of a teaser. But Thursday, Thanksgiving. Well, that's it. We talked about it in the earlier show. You've got me all day Thanksgiving. So if you're able to
Are you here with Ben or Derek? Do you know?
I am. It's Ben.
Oh.
Oh, me and Ben on Thanksgiving. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Oh dear. Oh dear,
Oh dear.
Oh dear. So yeah, so if you want to get even more foil press goodies and a lot more different techniques, then tune in. But as I said earlier on, I know it's Thanksgiving, so I won't blame you if you tune in maybe the next day or that. But if you're free, do come along. There we go, you can see, so all that I would just literally do, using our Collall tacky glue, I would just use the glue just to stick the actual materials together, but then you can create your own little kind of like hanging bauble. So you can see just on that one, just there.
I think they're awesome. Absolutely gorgeous. They really are. Right, do you want to hear what people are saying, Craig?
Yes.
Betsy says, sweet but creepy. Pamela says, do you wave across to them? No, not really. We don't often make eye contact, I must say. If we do make eye contact, you kind of just look the other way, because they're probably like from me to you away, Craig, because maybe a little bit further. They're just across like a normal road, 2 buildings.
Do you know what it's like? You know, in the early episode of Friends with
Yes, he's trying to find the
that
girl
guy.
in the apartment block. That is exactly what it was like. One of my other friends said that. Alison says, just send a card, Joe, signed with your name and address. The problem is, Alison, I don't know what flat they live in because they're in the opposite. They're in the building over the way, so I don't know where they are. Francine says, Joe, a bit creepy, but we know you're sweet. I'd leave a little card or a gift on their doorstep. I mean, I can't break into their building across the road. I mean, that's really creepy. Who's this? It's, Teresa just says creepy. Just send a card, make some crocheted booties, and they'll think you saw them in the complex. Sign the card, your neighbour. They don't live in my complex, unfortunately. They live across the road. Claire says as well, make an effort to meet your neighbour before she has her baby. That way you won't creep her out with your window greeting. I can't meet her. They live over the road. I don't even know what flat they're in. And Carol says crochet a blanket and send it round. Maybe I'm gonna have to try and find out, aren't I? I think maybe sending them a card would be a nicer gesture, but then I've got to try and work out what flat they're in.
Would you like me to make them a card?
Oh yes, Craig.
Would you like me to make a baby card?
Yes. Oh, yeah? Craig he's a genius, isn't he? Yes, please, Craig. That would be awesome.
I will do that, and that's serious. I'll make a card. Just you let me know if and when, obviously what sex, or if you just maybe want me to make.
I don't think I'll be. I won't be. I won't be able to like.
I was meaning once it's born. You know.
My eyesight's not that good. I reckon that looks like a girl from over there. It'll be all bundled up in blankets.
Well, you know, if you're peering out the window, you're going to see decorations, whether it's pink or whether it's blue. So you know, in that way.
But it's 2020. I don't think it's.
I'll just make it a general kind of new baby card. All
right, brilliant, Craig. You are the best. Right, I need to share with. This is We've gone on for the Tangelina Jolie today, aren't we? I want to share some pictures of some of the things that you guys have been making. Take a look at these. Michelle Harris has sent this one in here. Michelle, that is absolutely gorgeous. Love those schmetterlings. I thought that Michelle had snipped the schmetterling in half for a moment, but I realised it's a side profile of a schmetterling. No schmetterlings were harmed in the making of that project, I'm sure. Mary K. Knoll sent this one in. Oh, that's gorgeous, Craig, isn't it? It's two different cards there.
Two different.
Really lovely.
It's like mirror it's been foiled onto.
Beautiful, really is. Michelle Harris has sent this in as well. Are they candles?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I love those.
See how, look at that, that's so smart.
Really, really gorgeous. Asma has sent this one in to us as well. That is really lovely. I love that.
That's nice, isn't it? I think it's a bit of colouring in there as well.
Yeah. Really awesome. Right, I want to show you the monogram frames. If you went for, I don't know what's happened, all the wheels have come off, Craig. If you went for our monogram alphabet, then and you missed out on the frames, I know we didn't have the frames in stock for a long time, but this is your opportunity to grab hold of them. You've got bracket, as my producer Erin just said to me in my ear. Bracket, I love it. We've also got the confetti one. We've got confetti explosion, classic plaque. The Elegance, there is the Geoframe Grande, which is this one here. We've also got the Hex and Laurel Wreath as well. £40 or $68 if you want to get your hands on those. You can, of course, use your Club Inspire discount as well, should you want to. Right, Craig, what are you going to share with us next?
Rightio, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the confetti explosion. We will bring in one of the traditional alphabets, just in case you wonder, you think, Craig, I like the look of the frames, but I don't have the little individual alphabets that come with it originally, so we'll show you what you can do. What we're also going to do is let's go on to a bit of satin card, so anyone that's had problems with satin or mirror card, we will show you how to do that one. And then what we'll also do is we've just changed over to the larger platform too. The only thing I just need to do is just change over to my large Gemini, and then that will be us good to go, and then we'll kind of cover quite a few of those questions in one.
Perfect. Loads of you chatting away still. Do these letter dies go through the Gemini to be cut out also? I don't believe so, Craig, do they?
The new, no, relatively new ones.
They're
No.
just stamped,
They're
foil
just
stamps,
stamped.
aren't they?
Yes,
Foil
they
stamp dies. I think some people maybe get a little bit confused because the word die is in there.
That's
but
it.
I think that just is short for like die cast piece of metal, isn't it, basically? So it doesn't have a cutting edge on like a regular
Whoa,
die.
check you out there.
I think that's why, I think, I could be wrong, I think that's why it's called a die, because I think it's a piece of, originally it was made from a piece of die cast metal. I think that's what it is. Or was the metal cast in a die? I don't know. But in my head, that's how it works. What was that? Show us that again.
Oh, I've never done anything.
He's a cheeky one today.
Yeah, you check with you with your big words there.
Laura says... die cast, not a big one. Laura says, anyway, there are 4 new colours, or are there more? There are 4 new colours, Laura. They're all available. However, that pine tree, very, very busy. Over 80% has gone. Cynthia says she loves to foil, Craig, and then do watercolour on top.
You can do. You can be doing that with your foils. Now, the icicle is a good example because that's kind of a bit of a clear foil. However, what you can do with all of them is foil, and then they're going to create a bit of a resist. So, for instance, if you were to foil on a watercolour card, then you can come along with all of your inks, your sparkle inks, your aqua pens that we had on the show this morning. You could be doing all of these as well. That would look really, really smart. So what I'm just doing at the moment is I'm just waiting for this platform just to come to temperature. So with this one, because we're going to go onto our satin card and we're going to be using our foil press, our confetti explosion, what we just need to do is, it says 15 seconds, but I know with this one here is I just need to go up to 18 seconds. So I'm all good to go. We're going to use the silver foil, the silver spangles for this one here. So we're going to use that one. So that one will be with the confetti explosion. And then what we'll do, just to make sure that the traditional font is different when we go to layer it up, we'll also do a little bit of foiling onto black card as well. So again, that's just another couple that it is just covering as well. So we just need to wait on this just coming to temperature. But the foil press, it will cut off. It's round about after about 25 minutes. So, you know, if the phone goes or, you know, you need to leave and you forget to switch your foil press off and you've left your platform in, it will cut itself off completely. So you've got that bit of a safety feature as well.
That's awesome. How many times do I always iron my shirt for work just before I leave, Craig? And the amount of days I get halfway down the road and think, oh, did I leave the iron on? Did I leave the iron on? Did I leave the iron on?
Yeah.
And sometimes I go back and I've always turned it off. I don't know why I feel the need to go back.
And
but
then,
that's
you know,
great, you're not going to do that with this.
You're not. You know, and there's certain things in the craft room that you can maybe get away with, you know, forgetting to leave it on. Of course, you always take your plugs out, but if you were to leave your heat tool or that in, it's not overly essential. But when the thing is, when it's your foil press platform and you've got the heat constantly going around, it's just safety, it's peace of mind knowing that it's actually going to cut off completely. So it's just beeped to say that it's ready to go. So what we're going to do with this one is exactly the same as if you are using your smaller platform. So all that I'm doing with this one is, I'm just wanting to double check, did I say 18 or 15? So it's 15 I need to come to. So just coming down to 15 seconds here, and then let's just bring in our purple cardstock. So we're just going to use this one just here. You know what I was just thinking, actually, let's change that slightly. I know that question, that was about actual mirror card, wasn't it, Joe? So let's use mirror card. So let's use
indeed.
Purple mirror, like that one. So what we'll just do is...
I love this cardstock.
It's nice, isn't it? It really, really is
lovely.
nice. It's gorgeous. And
Is
with
that
this
the
one,
matte mirror that you're using there?
so no, this one, originally I was going to use that one, so that's the matte mirror,
Right.
but then the question we had earlier was actually about our mirror, wasn't it?
No, it's
And
about matte mirror.
Oh, it was matte
It
mirror.
was matte mirror,
It was
yeah.
matte mirror,
So she was able to foil on glitter and mirror. It was matte mirror.
Right, perfect.
I think it was Heidi, wasn't it, that was struggling with?
Excellent, right, well, we'll go back to our matte mirror then. So we're just using our foil press stamp, so I'm just going to quickly trim that down that wee bit more. So always just have your foil so that they're just slightly bigger and no more, and also make sure that you've got everything all to go. So that's us. We've just turned that foil side down and we've popped our cardstock. So we've just popped our card plate over the top. We've got that little edge, so we're just going to slide that one out, and then we're just going to run this one through. So it's exactly the same as if you're using the smaller platform in this Gemini Junior. It's just obviously on a bigger platform. And also it just means you're able to do a few different ones at one. So if you want to do individual letters, for instance, then obviously you can do a good few all the way around. Comes to the foil press and it comes to the larger platform. I would never do the pause and reverse function. Never do that with our actual foil press. So then we're just going to lift this one up, and then what I'm just going to do is if I then just start to just peel that one off. Now look at that. Look at that explosion that we've got within that one there. So you've got the tiny, tiny, tiny little dots that the foil's just covered perfectly.
It reminds me of, I don't know why, like a champagne cork popping. It's like...
yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, really.
It really, really does. And then what I thought what we'll do is, even though we're still using the larger platform, let's go for one of the individual letters for this one, because this is where you would usually have your individual small alphabets. So if you don't have them when it came in them originally, this is just another way to show you how you can use these frames. So let's just pop that back in. Because I've had that actually out, it's gone back to red, which just needs a few more moments just to heat up. So something as small as this one, I'm going to come right down to even just 5 seconds for this one, because it is so small. So we can then bring in our black card, which we had to the side of me, which is here. So this is just our black matte card, and then I've also got same bit of our silver foil, which is our silver spangled.
If your craft room is cold, Craig, or is a bit chilly before you go in, then you flick the heater on, means like things like your dies are going to be really cold, aren't they?
Yes.
Will that make a difference to your foiling? Do you need to bear that in mind?
I would
or
always...
Is it, on a very hot day, for instance, does it change as well?
Yeah, I would always take that in mind. If my actual foil press or my craft room is boiling hot and my foil press is, or my actual foils and dies are really quite warm, whereas yours might be freezing cold, then of course that's going to affect how long it actually needs to sit onto your foil press platform. So absolutely, just take that in mind. But if your foil press stamps are kind of at room temperature, then just go by the matrix. So again, we're just waiting just a couple of moments just for that to come back up to temperature. So whether it's a small platform, whether it's the larger one, it's always on the low one. There we go, we're beeping to say we're good to go. So again, if you're doing lots of individual ones, you're able to do quite a lot of them because you've got that larger platform. So let's just pop it there for the time being. And then we're just going to press start. So that's it. Something as small as that just needs, about 5 seconds. Might even just need 4. So we're just going to bring in our foils. Let's just pop that one on, shiny side down, with our card, and we can pop this one through.
More questions coming in. Carlene says, are the heat settings on the larger platform different to the ones on the smaller one?
No.
There
So
you go.
it's exactly the same. What you'll find is if you get your larger platform, there is kind of a slightly updated matrix. It's just like a single sheet. And what Leanne and the team have, they've just taken that opportunity to review some of the actual time settings from which is in this one. Couple of the actual times have changed, but it's literally by maybe a second or so. So we can then lift this one up.
Nancy says as well, does it matter what end you feed the platform in? Does it have to be plug in first, or can it be handle in first?
So always just plug it in, or just place it in so you've got this top part of your platform
Going
in
through your
first.
Gemini first.
Yes,
Yeah, awesome.
absolutely. Now we've got overfoiling. Now look at that. So we've got our foiled initial, but you see all of this excess foil all the way around, that's overfoiling. We don't want that. So two things that's caused that. 1, 5 seconds was too long for it. And 2, that foil, look at that, how much more foil I used than I actually needed. So it's things like this, it's actually kind of key to actually just use the actual amount of foil you need for your foil press.
Could you tell before you took it off that it was overfoiled?
I could tell straight away that the surrounding area of the actual foil had been stuck to the top parts and the bottom. So what I'm just going to do, we'll do that one again. So our time is good to go. And then I'm just going to make sure that we're just got these just a bit bigger than we actually need. So if I just bring in these ones, so we might actually even need just a little bit more.
If everyone that's got the pine tree in their basket, Craig, checks out, there will be 3 left to go round. 3. So if it's in your basket, check out immediately, because obviously it's not yours, it's ours until you checked out, basically, and you don't want someone else to nick it out your basket. If you do want it, you can come in for it now, but you'll have to be very, very quick. It is going to go. I knew it would be busy, that green, just with the amount of Christmas crafting everyone's doing. Actually, and foiling, Craig, really lends itself well, doesn't it, to this time of the year, whether it's ribbon or you're making your own gift wrap or tags, place settings. You could make great place cards for Christmas using the new alphabet that we've got, actually. You know, do everyone's names and pop them on the table. I think it's very classy, isn't it, if you've got place settings.
You can, yeah. And obviously a great thing like this, whether you've got alphabet dies or obviously now you've got the foil press stamps, what you're able to do is whether it's someone's name, whether it's someone's nickname, you know, you maybe got a cute name for someone like that, a jokey name, you're able to then actually match your placement setting for the person that it's going to.
Absolutely.
So if I take this one off just here, and then I'm just going to peel that one away. So even now, see, I've still got a little bit of overfoiling just to the top there. So that was 3 seconds. So I would still even just make my foil tiny, tiny little bit smaller, and I would even bring this down to 2 seconds. That is how little, small a time that your actual individual foil press stamps actually need.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Craig. Has anyone else ever moved place settings around on a table at a wedding so as to get a better position? Yeah, I've done it a few times at a wedding. Make sure you're the first one in the room, because it tells you what table you're sat on. It doesn't tell you the order in which the table has been arranged. So I've moved myself on several occasions at weddings. I'll always do it. Make sure I'm first in the room, make sure it's all good, and then we're all right, and then I'll go back to the bar.
Is there not like a planner, you know, when you go into a wedding?
There is, but it doesn't normally, all it'll normally do, it'll normally have the table number or name, and it'll have listed who's sitting on that table.
Right, okay.
It doesn't have any, it doesn't tell you where you're sitting, it's only the place name that lets you, the place card that lets you know where you're sitting,
right,
or where you're not
okay.
sitting, as it may turn out. Yeah, it's my top tips for getting for a wedding. There you are. More top facts coming up tomorrow with Double Debbie, which will be absolutely awesome. Craig, that is beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Gillian wants to know, could you foil onto balloons?
Onto what?
Balloons.
Oh, I think you said balloons.
Balloons.
It would be too hot. It would potentially melt your balloon. So I would not try it. Would not try it onto anything like that.
How about foil balloons before you them up?
I would have thought with the heat and the pressure is going to actually, well, it's going to foil the balloon. And what you need to think of as well is you need to find some kind of way to get a shim in between the layer of the balloon. Otherwise, because of the heat, it's just going to foil and it's just going to stick together the front and the back of the balloon. So it's a bit like if you've seen us do like the cello bag, you know how we pop a bit of cardstock in the middle? So anything like balloons, I would absolutely just steer it away from.
Awesome. If you want to make your own place names, so maybe you could just take your own place name everywhere with you, and then you just sit where you want. Oh, sorry, I'm sitting here in a restaurant. Can you imagine? Oh yeah, this is reserved. Sorry, this is mine now. Not a bad option, I don't think. Right, let me run you through the monogram frame. So we've got the bracket frame, or the bracket, as my producer Erin calls bracket.
Jackie.
I love that. Hey, I'm Jackie.
Jackie.
Got the confetti explosion there as well. The classic plaque there, the elegance, which is this one here, the geometric frame. We've also got the grande frame there as well as the hex frame, and finally laurel wreath. It is this one just here, £40 or $68 if you want to get your hands on those ones. Right. Mariah, we're going to check back in with Mariah, see how she's getting on. Are you picking up lots of tips, Mariah?
Oh my gosh, yes. I'll have to rewatch this again. Definitely picking up. Like the foiling, making it too big, you know, just keeping it to the exact size you need. That's very helpful.
Oh, awesome. Top tip there from Craig. He is the king of the foiling, isn't it? It's always great to have him in the studio with us. I know you've got a couple of other bits that you would like to share with us. We're all very excited for Mariah.
I love working with different types of media. So one of the things that I'm working on is actually I've foiled the dragonflies onto leather.
Love that.
So I'm going to turn that into a wallet.
Nice.
And then the butterflies, I actually bought one of the craft birthday bags, the sewing one.
Right.
And it came with beautiful fabric, so I'm going to mix
Gorgeous.
these together as well. And that has that Aurora, which is one of my favorites
Nice.
colors. Joe, you inspired this next one a little bit because you had mentioned you were joking about making earrings out of the wax.
Yeah.
So I actually made these little earrings, foiled butterflies.
They are adorable.
So I'll be making those and gifting those for Christmas. I think
Oh,
people
that is
will
so
like that.
lovely to make things that you can gift. Really, really.
And then you can do so much. Like I was just playing around, and you can make little bookmarks with your foil and your leather.
Beautiful.
I like to make a lot of sentiment. So somebody was talking about foiling on mirror card. What I'll say is, again, just keep at it, keep working with the numbers and the timing, you'll get it. So just making lots of embellishments to have handy.
Nice.
And so like I was able, this is a gilding flakes, which I also did after watching Craig, and then I added one of the foiled sentiments there.
It's gorgeous.
So.
I love that background you've made with the gilding flakes there. It really is lovely. So much
you.
that you can do with it. Tell us more about the tutorial that you're going to be doing, Mariah.
Well, so it's going to be, I'm going to aim for later today or at least this week. And it's going to be about just turning one of these, foiling the leather and then turning them into a wallet. Because really it's a very simple straight stitch sort of thing.
Okay.
And if you have one of those wonderful, and I have it, the button make clasp.
The
you
snap
can just pop
fastener.
that in and then, and pop that in. And again, it's a cute gift if you want to make them for coworkers or what have you.
Adorable. I think it's gorgeous. And remind us where we can find your YouTube channel.
Mo Crafts.
Mo Crafts. There you are. MOCRAFTS. Mo Crafts.
That's right.
Mariah, it was a pleasure to have you back on the show, and I'm sure
Thank
we'll
you.
speak to you again soon. Craig is eagle-eyed. I reckon, Craig, you're going to be checking out that tutorial over on YouTube.
Absolutely, yeah. I've just seen you obviously doing that onto the leather there, and then just to say as well that that'll snap fastener. I got mine a couple of weeks ago, and I've been using that as well, throughout the house. So it's really good to actually just use. So thank you so much for sharing everything. that you've been
Craig, I wanted to
sharing.
say one more thing.
Yes.
Funniest story, a couple weeks ago, I found out I did one of those ancestry DNA things, and it always had, mentioned Europe, but the science must have gotten better, and it turns out I'm 25% Scottish.
I thought you were going to say that Craig's your brother. I thought you were going to say Craig's your
know.
brother for a moment. there.
That's my long lost auntie.
Cousin.
Brilliant. Oh, fantastic.
It almost turned into like the Jeremy Springer DNA test special there for a moment.
Nothing breaking up.
Mariah, it was a pleasure to have
Brilliant.
you back on the show, as it always is. No
Thank you
doubt
for having
we'll
me.
be speaking to each other again real soon. So have a great day, and I hope your tutorial goes well. We'll speak to you again soon here on Crafters TV. Take care.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So funny. I was really worried where that was going. Craig's face was like... I need to let you know that the pine green, I really wanted to bash it across the... It's gone. I'm going to get told off by Tracy after this. Sandra says, Joe, my hubby says, why not take your sunbed towel to the wedding as well whilst you're at it? Can you imagine turning up and putting your towel down? Yeah, I'll be here. Anne says, if you foiled the table numbers onto candles in the table centerpieces, that would be lovely. What a great idea.
Great idea.
And you could get those you get those really big pillar candles.
Yep.
I want one of those big ones for my apartment, Craig, but they're very expensive, aren't they? The ones with the 4 wicks in them. Trudy says as well, quick tip, if you get slight overfoiling, use sticky tape to remove it. You did say you could use a rubber as well, didn't you, Craig?
Yeah, there's some materials that in actual fact it's not completely overfoiled. So what's just some is just the little kind of like fibre bits of the foil that is still on place. So all you're just going to do is take an eraser and just take away all these little bits.
Yes, an eraser. Thank you for correcting me there, Craig. Keeping me right. I want to go and just look at the swirls again for you. So you've got swirls number 1. Now swirls, would you agree, Craig, swirls, although on the surface they seem, I'm not going to say boring because they're not boring at all, but they're not really you know, they're not sort of gonna, you're not getting excited about them, but they're awesome because there's lots you can do with the swirl, isn't there?
They're always nice just to have as that little accent. So whether it's behind a flower, whether it's maybe behind a sentiment, maybe instead of using the little peacock accent, you know, then you can use your actual swirls, anything like that you can be using. So just think, I know what you're trying to say with the actual foils or the actual swirls, but I always like to just tuck them in things. I don't always make them the focal, but they're nice just to tuck in, just swirl their way in.
Could you use them to like make a wreath or a frame as well if you sort of arrange them, Craig?
Well, you could, but these ones is these just foil. They don't actually die cut.
Yeah.
So what you would need to do is actually take your scissors and do a bit of fussy cutting. But you know, if that's what you like to do, then absolutely, there's no reason why you can't do that at all.
Awesome. So you're going to get Flourishing Swirls numero uno. You also get number 2, which is this one here. You get, oh, love these, the gorgeous little schmetterlings. Those butterflies are there as well, which is awesome. And you've also getting as well this one, which is a full stamp and cut die, which is the dragonfly, which is awesome. £20 or $32 there is your price on those ones. Right, very busy across lots of different bits over on the website. Or if you've got any questions that you want to get over to Craig, we've got about 15 minutes left on the show now, so this would be, it's your 15-minute warning. Get questions in and I'll pop them over to Craig. You can see details here along the bottom of the screen. Get social with us, all the details are there. Mary Lee says the mailman just delivered my Sarah. In brackets, she's put buddy bag. I did wonder where she was this weekend. And drawing gum. Such a good day here in Colorado. Now, which bit? Where I'm gonna have to be completely honest with you. It's one of the areas I'm not familiar with. Are you, Craig? Whereabouts in Colorado? If you had to say where it was, I would probably say in the middle somewhere.
I'm going
in the middle. I'd say in the like center middle, like near Chicago somewhere.
See, I'm going to say centre, but I'm going to say kind of like up north bit.
A little bit north, so
yeah.
towards sort of like Michigan and Wisconsin, up that way.
Yeah.
Okay, where is it, Erin? So is it like between the very centre and Wisconsin? Erin's unsure. Centre-ish to the left. Do you know what? I think I am going to have a look on the map, Craig, whilst you get on with this next demo. How about that?
I think that's a good idea. Although, do you know something? I'm not even going to comment, because you know what I'm like with some of my geography when it comes to Scotland. So I'm the last person that should be commenting. So yeah, what we'll do is let's focus on. We'll do something with the swirls.
Oh,
what
it's
we'll do,
slap bang in the middle, just ever to slightly to the left of the very centre.
Ah,
yeah,
it's to the left.
Yeah.
To the left.
It's to the left. It's sandwiched between Kansas, Utah, Wyoming, Nebraska, and New Mexico. There you are.
There we go.
And Wisconsin's all the way up
Learn
there.
something new every single day.
Since the election, my US geography has come on leaps and bounds. I'm actually quite proud of it now. Now my next challenge is to learn all the states, the names of all the states, and do that little song, Craig. That's what I'm building up to.
Is it? Yeah. I think though me and you, Joe, are kind of similar in the fact, don't worry, we're not going to get political, but I think we kind of got a bit more interested in you guys stateside than we are than our side here in the UK.
Yeah, it's like a really long-running sort of fabulous sort of soap opera Netflix drama, and it's always so close, and you know, 100 million people vote, and there's like 7 votes in it. I love it. I mean, it is. You couldn't write it. You really couldn't. It's keeping us entertained. But I do love as well. What's the White House drama? House of Cards. Oh, such a great show. This is what he does in it. It's like his signature moves.
I was trying to look see if there was maybe like a fly or something going about it. You just kept hitting the table.
Frank in it. He does he knocks his hand against the table. It's the thing he does. Anyway, enough about politics shows. What's up next, Craig?
So what we're going to do is we're going to use one of the swirls. So we're going to use Flourishing Swirls 1. Now here's me saying to you it's good as a little accent. What we're going to do is we're going to then just pop it onto some vellum. So we're kind of going to show you how you could make it as like the centerpiece of a card, a little gift card maybe. But then what we'll also do as well just afterwards is we'll show you how one of the foil and cut dies work as well, because you've got a different layered configuration for that one. So just going by our matrix and our vellum, and because I would class this as a small die, I just know that I need to go to 20 seconds, and I also need a 300 GSM shim.
Question coming in from
Yes.
Debbie Holiday, Craig. Would you foil on card, then trim down, or put the correct size piece of card on the platform?
So 9 times out of 10, I would always foil onto a larger piece of card and then trim it or die cut it afterwards.
Awesome,
That's
thanks
what
for
I
that.
tend to do.
And also, Maria says, can you use normal dies in the foil press?
You can indeed.
Awesome.
We've got, I'll maybe do that on Thursday, because Thursday's more of a general foil press show. However, there is loads and loads of ideas and techniques across on our YouTube when it comes to the foil press as to how you can use your normal dies to foil and also foil the die cut part. So plenty across there for you.
Awesome. Look forward to that.
So there we go. So we're beep say we're ready to go. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to pop my foil for this one. So this one we're using the Aurora. I've gone for this one. So we've gone for that one. And then what I'm just going to do is if I then just pop my vellum over the top. I don't actually need all that vellum, but we'll pop it on anyway. And then our 300 GSM shim. So all that I'm just going to do is bringing this one out, sliding it out. You'll see I've changed back to the Gemini Junior just for ease. But of course, any of the smaller ones you can still use with a larger platform, no problem at all. So this one is then going to come out. So if we just take all these ones out and take these ones out, and then if I then lift that one up, look at that foiling onto a vellum. So look at that one. So you
In the
can
true
see
style of Strictly, it is fabulous.
fabulous. Love that one. So what we're going to do is we'll come back to that one in a moment, but what we can then do is let's show you how the Dragonfly works, how that foils and then die cuts. So for this one, when it comes to your foil and cut ones, what you need is you still need your carbon plate, you will need your metal plate that comes with your foil press bundle, and then you will also need your metal shim that comes with your Gemini Junior as well. Bit like my magnetic sheet, I always just have one separate I always use for the foil press. So what I'm then just going to do is let's just take that adhesive off. And because of the foil cut and dies are slightly different, what you need is you're going to come down to the matrix just down at the bottom, just here. So because we're going to go into black cardstock 300 GSM, and it is a small die that we can see just here. So I need 20 seconds, which actually we're already on 20 seconds. What we need to do though is, first and foremost, is we need to put this metal shim that comes with the foil press, that needs to go on first. Then we pop our foil press stamp and die. So that then goes on, and then at this point we press start. So we're just then going to bring in our cardstock. So we've got our card that we're ready to go. And we're also going to bring in our foil as well. So I'm still sticking with the Aurora. So you can see it's very much like a very nice smooth Aurora Borealis kind of look. So what I'm doing, if I move them out the way, and then as this one beeps, so this is where what we're then going to do is shiny side down, like we always do. Shiny. Then our cardstock. Then this is where we're going to just bring in our metal shim from our Junior. So mine's is just a wee bit bent, so we're just going to flatten it out.
You can flex
slightly.
it like that.
The metal shim from the Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do. Yep. Layer them all up, and then we're just going to slide that one out. So then we're just going to run all the way through two. So yeah, so when it comes to your metal shim from your Junior, you know, it's a very thin metal shim, so it's very flexible and very pliable.
Serenity wants to know, is there a way to foil direct onto a card blank using the original platform, or do you need the larger one?
So, well, it depends on the size of the card blank. So what you would then need to do is, if I then just bring this one out first, and we'll show you this one. So if I bring out the Dragonfly, so there has it die cut, and then if I move that one out the way, and then we can just peel the foil off the Dragonfly. So if we're ready from this, if we go up close, and then what I'm going to do is just going to pull that one off. Now the technique I showed you earlier on with the thank you can come along and do that with the Dragonfly. But then there we go. We've got our dragon. Just seeing that so you can see we've got all that nice foiled all the way around as well. You can see this little glimpse around the side. That does it. It highlights all the way around. So don't worry thinking that's over foiling. So if we just bring back our vellum from earlier, let's do a quick bit of cutting down, and we'll go over the card blanks like we were just on about a moment ago. What you would then just need to do is ensure that your card blank is going to fit through the mouth of the Gemini Junior. So it's going to have to be kind of like an A6, or I think, so you're an A6 card or a C6 card. Obviously this one here, I'm trying to think of a 5x7. So that wouldn't fit because obviously it's wider than the
Would you?
7.
You wouldn't want to you wouldn't want to sandwich it around. You wouldn't want to wrap it around because you'd be worried about the rollers and stuff, I'm guessing.
That's it. It's different. I know Sarah does it when she's die cutting using the Gemini Junior, but obviously the Gemini plates are a lot thinner than this one. So
Absolutely.
I personally wouldn't just work that all the way around, or you're going to get with a really big thick hinge around your card blank. So your card blanks you just need to ensure that it's going to fit through your Junior. So then all that I'm doing is I'm just going to trim this one here. Let's do a little bit of matting and layering. So this is going to show how, even when it comes to things like your flourishes, why not make them so that there could be a tag, there could be a little thank you card or anything like that. So let's just do a little bit of matting and layering. So we're going to pop that one on. We're going to pop that one on there. So that can then go over the top just like so. That could then even just go onto a card blank. And then Joe, if we just bring in, let's bring in a little bit of white card. So we can then cut that. So that can then even just go along the middle just there. What about even a bit of black? Let's take this excess bit of black just here. Have I got enough? I think I've just got enough and no more. So all that you would then just do is maybe come along with a sentiment stamp that you've got at home, stamp that within the middle, just there. Again, matten and layer that onto your card blank. That could be a nice little, thank you card, or, get well soon card, or it could be a tag or that, maybe just a few pearls or gems in the middle. But that's just a nice way just to make a card just using the swirl onto the vellum.
Absolutely, it looks gorgeous. Carol saying foil on vellum looks so classy. It really does, and I think it is awesome for adding just a really classy little touch to a whole host of different projects that you might be working on. I want to share with you some more images that you guys have been sending in to us. Carol Black sent this one in. She's used those monogram frames, and also the alphabet there as well, which is gorgeous. Stacey Darley has sent this next one into us as well, which is absolutely beautiful. Little bit of foiling there on the bottom left there, those cogs. And it says, "To the love of my life," which is obviously the car, I'm guessing, which I think is just fabulous.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know indeed. Lorraine sent this next one in. Why did I want to call her Owl Lorraine? Is it Owl Lorraine? I don't know. It is now Owl Lorraine. With sympathy. I think that is such a stunningly simple card that's been created there, don't you, Craig?
It is, yeah, and that's the great thing with our foil press. Of course, you can go all out if you want, make larger cards, make candles, or just bring it all the way back. Just a simple bit of foiling with a sentiment, and that's all that you need.
Absolutely, and I think, with the traditional type, which is what we've been looking at, it's such an excellent font because it is very, very classic. It's very traditional. It isn't gender or occasion specific. We'll bring you gorgeous fonts that have alphabets and shadows and all sorts of things on them, but this is really very, very elegant. The great thing about it as well is that you are getting all of the uppers and you're getting all of the lowers, as well as all of those numbers there as well. So 2 alphabets and numbers, $35.99 or $39.96. If you want to get your hands on that. Now remember, you can use your Club Inspired discount as well. Platinum members, you would be getting another £7.20 off of this. You'd be getting almost $8 off in the UK. Craig, we've only got a few minutes left. I know there's a lot of sort of finished bits over there. I thought you might want to take us through a few of them.
Absolutely. So I thought what we could do is we could show you a few of these things that we've been making as well. As always, don't forget, go across onto our Facebook, even onto our YouTube, because we've got an incredible design team that share their makes. Of course, we've got the Fans Of group for you guys stateside. We've also got IMA Crafters Companion, so have a look at everything they're making. But it could be your craft sign as well for your craft room, or it could be, as Joe says, maybe your kitchen or anything like so. Could be bunting, of course. You know, you could be doing little decorations if you wanted to, just as a thank you, just to hopefully, you know, just put a smile on someone's face. Or as I showed you earlier on quite quickly, how you can actually foil onto your acetate. And don't forget, it doesn't just have to be heat active or heat proof acetate, it can be your heavyweight acetate as well, by foiling onto as well. So you're just going to think about, where would you do your die cutting, where would you use your sentiment dies or your alphabet dies for your die cutting, and now just think where you could then replace that but with your foil press alphabets, and you can go all out. And then one of the main things as well, we've not actually said, have you noticed how readable the sentiments are, the fonts are? You know, if you look at some of them out there when it comes to dies, it can be quite hard to read some of them, whereas it's really crisp, clean and really traditional.
Absolutely is. Now, Craig didn't have time to squeeze in a demonstration on this next one, but I did want to run you through these words that we've got available to you. Party and what? That one there, and then you've got RSVP, which is this one there. Does anyone know what RSVP actually stands for? Respondez s'il vous plaît is what it means. Ah, thank you for that, Laura. Laura's keeping us right with the culture there in the gallery. Thank you very much. Happy birthday. Love this one. I also love that background that's been used there as well. You've got wedding as well, which is beautiful. Then we have congratulations. So they're all stuff you're going to get a really good amount of sort of a use out of, which I think is brilliant. You've got this one here, which is special friend. We've also got thinking of you. You've also, if you've seen The Betweeners, you'll always think about friend whenever we say special friend. Invitation, which is that one there. You've got save the date as well as, of course, thank you, which is awesome. And you know what? Thank you for watching this show, because it has been absolutely fantastic. I love every single second of today. And yeah, you've got me for 4 more days, I'm pleased to say, after this as well. So make sure you join me throughout the week. Of course, when we get to Tuesday, we're talking all things Black Friday. I am back tomorrow for a Double Debbie Sunday. I mean, it's going to be fabulous. There's a hunky-dory masterclass in the morning, and then Second Chance Sunday a little later in the day as well. Craig, when are you back with us here on Crafters TV?
I am back on Monday, where we've got the purse dies, so we've got some fun with that one, and then I'm going to be with you all pretty much throughout towards the end of the week, kickstarting on Thanksgiving, so I cannot wait for that.
It's going to be really, really awesome. I do hope you'll join me back here tomorrow for 2 fabulous shows with Debbie. Big thanks to the team next door in the gallery. Huge thanks to Craig, and of course the biggest thanks to all of you guys at home as well. Have a great day or a great evening, depending where you are, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for lots of talk of roast potatoes, no doubt. See you then, bye.
Bye. Kickstarting on Thanksgiving, so I cannot wait for that.
It's going to be really, really awesome. I do hope you'll join me back here tomorrow.